What will be the next P&O cruise ship? What year will it make its maiden? Will it be a megaship, a small ship? We're going to delve into all of these questions in this video. And we're also going to take a look at the Carnival Corporation as a whole and other cruise lines, including Princess and Carnival, to find out when these ships will arrive. But first of all, before we can look into the future of P&O, we need to look into the past. And let's take a look at the current fleet and when they arrived. Aurora arrived in the year 2000 and Arcadia came 5 years later. These two are now the adult-only ships with a capacity of just under 2,000. 2008 was Ventura and its sister in 2010 was Azora. Both of these have a capacity just over 3,000. Britannia arrived in 2015 with a slightly larger passenger capacity of 3,600. The big ships Iona and Arvia arrived in 2020 and 2022. If you are good at maths, you would have worked out that there's a new ship, P&O ship, around every 3.5 years. But if there's two in quick succession, it's around 5 years. So if we're looking into the future, we should expect a new P&O ship around 2027 or 2028. Now, if this was a few weeks ago when I was doing my research, that's where my evidence would end. And maybe the end of the video. But no, because recently there's been some more information. And let me dive into it. Because Carnival Corporation has 3 ships that are almost ready to go. Princess Sun is February this year. And for Cunard is in May 2024, around 3 or 4 months from when we're recording this video. And next year in 2025, we have Princess Star being built. And after that, it goes a little bit quiet for all of the companies under Carnival. No Carnival ships coming, no Holland America, no more Princess P&O. So that was kind of where my research stopped. And I was a bit puzzled as the fact of MSC has 3 ships on order, more from the World Series, including next year World America and another one in 26-27. There's more coming from Royal Caribbean, from the Icon class, again, up to 2026. But it was all very quiet on the Carnival front. So what was happening? Recently, there's been some strong rumours and lots of cruise news outlets have reported that Carnival close to have already signed a contract with, and let me get this right, the Fincantieri in Italy. That's where a lot of the Carnival ships are built. A multi-year and multi-ship contract. These ships are going to be reportedly megaships, up to 220 tons. Now, for example, Oasis class ships are 220. Arvia is 183, so you can see a little bit of difference, although they won't be as big as Icon of the Sea, and that is topping out at 250,000. Wowee. The reports are, and I got this from Cruise Hive, but it was on other outlets as well, these ships are going to start to be delivered from 2027 into 2028 and beyond. And there's going to be several ships being built at one time. So at the moment, these are just rumours. But of course, P&O is only a small cog in a very large cog that is the Carnival Corporation, with plenty of cruise lines underneath it. Topping that is Carnival with 26 ships. Its last new ship was last year in 2023. So you would expect that that would be top of the list if they're making ships. It's a big money spinner, Carnival in the United States. So you expect that the first of these ships will be a Carnival ship. But after that, you have Princess with 15 ships, and the last will be in 2025. So you perhaps would think that would be further down the list. Holland America, really don't think that's a brand that's going to have a mega ship. Ada with 13 ships and Costa also with 13 ships. They're going to be up there and the 3rd or 4th off the production line. And then we head to P&O, which currently has 6 ships. Cunard, as mentioned before, has Queen Anne coming out in 2024. I do not expect them to have one for another 6 or 7 years. They have a large gap in between ships. My estimate, if this is true and the contract's already be signed or will be signed, and they're going to have multiple ships from 27, 28, I would predict that it's going to be around 2028. They're going to be around the 3rd or the 4th out with a ship. But of course, we won't know that as people now looking at how much each company makes and what's going to make most profits. So before we delve in on what's going to be on the ship, if we're thinking it's going to be larger than Arvia and Iona, heading up to around 6,000 or 7,000, some people are not going to be happy with that. Some people want smaller ship. They're crying, give me a small ship. I love the small ship feel. Is there a chance that it could be a small ship? I would say the chances are quite low. And the reason for that is money, money, money. Royal Caribbean said a few years ago that on a bigger ship, you could break even at 35% capacity, while smaller ships were 50% capacity. So you can see the larger ships make more money. Carnival got rid of 21 older ships in COVID because those, although they took up 13% of the fleet, they only had 3% profit. There's more amenities, there's more appeal, they can put more on. So basically, they make more money. So I think the chances are quite small that the ships that are going to be built are going to be smaller. Royal Caribbean have been talking about a small ship recently. Now, obviously, these are just chat on Facebook, etc. But there's been plenty of reports around that they are thinking of doing a new fleet that is going to be smaller. But I bet that that fleet is going to be more expensive. And they did say it still needs to go through the money men. So although there is a big clamour for smaller ships, and I think it might happen at some point, will there be any swaps over from other cruise lines in the Carnival Corporation fleet? So you've got Princess fleets. You will remember that Ocean Princess turned into Oceania. Who remembers Oceania? Fact that I once DJ'd on Oceania. My life before kids and a wife. So it has happened before. In 2024, the Costa Firenze is going to turn into the Carnival Firenze. Have I said that correct? What am I saying there? If you could tell us in the comments below. So it is happening. They do swap over companies within the Carnival Corporation. You would think that it would be a Princess ship if there is going to be a swap. And you would also think it's going to be a ship around about 10 years old. And that would be the Royal class. The Regal, Majestic, the Royal class for Princess, if they're going to come over, because that is the same shape and same type of ship as Britannia. So then obviously it would be 2, 2, 2 and 2. But if that's going to happen, it would mean that they think they can't make money, or P&O can make more money out of that ship than Princess. So again, it's going to come down to money, but there's always a chance that they could swap ships over. Maybe in 5 years or so when they retire Arcadia, Aurora, or if they do, then maybe they'll think about bringing some ships over from other brands, probably Princess. So there is a chance that that could happen in the next few years. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps us out, free of charge, and press that subscribe button. We've got some amazing content, including Princess, P&O and Cunard in 2024. From all the 4Bs, it's a thank you. This ship for P&O look like? It's going to have to make a statement. It's going to have some big statements. Arvia had the high ropes, the golf, the escape room. It's going to have to make some headlines. Now, my view is, and whether you agree or disagree, let us know in the comments below. It's going to have something big. It's going to have something like have to be a water park. Something that will attract the kids, attract the families to one part of the ship. And I'll give you a good reason why in a second, why it will benefit people that are going there not interested in water parks at all. Will it be a roller coaster? Doubtful. Go-karts? Doubtful. Could be something like a simulator. On the new Sun Princess, they've got a new area called Park 19. And that is a really intriguing area with 8 activities for the family up on the top deck. They could look at something like that. But going back to something they need to make a big statement with, if you have a water park, loads of flumes, then it attracts families, it attracts everyone and absorbs people for the whole day. Problem with Arvia, they made a statement with the high ropes and the mini golf, But those activities take at most half an hour to an hour. And once you've done them once, then pretty much you're done. Golf maybe a couple of times. So it doesn't really absorb anyone into that area. A water park with loads of slides or something similar would absorb everyone for the whole day. And that would be a great area. They have a splash park on Arvia. The problem is, it's a splash park, but you only have to stand around the outside. There's nowhere really to sit. What they need to do is have a whole massive area, which is families, which attracts everyone for the whole day. On Icon of the Seas, they have the Surfside area. And this area has bars, it has children's cocktails, it has areas to sit. It's aimed for children under the age of 5. And at a season, this will be a great area for P&O. There's no point in having just an area where it has slides or water chutes if adults have to stand around. So if you have a whole area that's designed, it gets the headlines, it's bright, it's colourful, it's going to look good. And this is the most important bit, then you have another area which is amazing for adults, an adults only area, the best adults only area at sea. It doesn't have to be Americanised, it's a British brand. So why can't it be, maybe you could have a Big Ben and slides coming out of Big Ben. It could be bright and colourful, but very British. Give us your ideas. Would you like to see something like a water park on P&O? Will it have a suite only area? This could be another statement. MSC, Royal Caribbean. MSC's The Yacht Club has suite only areas. Do they need to improve their offering for suites? I think they really do. And people say, well, then it's an area you can't access. But on these big mega ships, if you've got a suite area, there's so many other places to go, you really don't miss it. And it means that maybe they can charge higher for suites. They can also offer more. These areas are really good. I had a holiday last year, a cruise last year in the Yacht Club, and it's absolutely brilliant. So I think this is an idea, again, a statement, where they can have a little area or a little bar or a little restaurant that are for suite guests only. What do you think? Once again, let us know in the comments below. You're going to have your P&O regulars, Sindhu, Epicurean, Beach House. Those are extremely popular on P&O. And I imagine they're going to be on the next P&O ship as well. We loved Green & Co. Green & Co. is a vegetarian, vegan, plant-based restaurant. We absolutely loved it, but it wasn't that busy. It wasn't that busy, and other people are reporting it's not that busy. It's such a shame because it's great food. I would like to see that again, but maybe they can modify that, make it more attractive to the mass appeal. Glasshouse and Keel & Cow, those are extremely popular on Arvia and Iona, but only thing I would say is they do get mixed in very much in the atrium. In the atrium, there's no sort of separate area for Keel & Cow. I'd love it to be a separate, complete restaurant. They're going to need to have a new restaurant which is brand new for P&O. What is popular in the UK? You've got things like Mexican, pizza, Japanese. You could have one of these restaurants, which would be really, really popular. What would you like to see? There's going to be at least one or two new signature restaurants. Horizon Buffet. The Horizon Buffet is obviously going to be there. And you could have theme nights in the Horizon Buffet. You could have Italian night, Japanese night. You could have a pizza station. The atrium, some people say it's like an airport departure lounge. What do you think? But I really like it, and I really like all the light coming in. A lot of ships now, especially Royal Caribbean ships, they're looking inwards. Would you like to be, again, looking outwards? Lots of window space, lots of light coming in. Would you like that repeated on the new P&O ship? If we're talking pubs, of course, you're going to have the British pub Brodie's, the Clubhouse, Anderson's, and of course, the legendary Crow's Nest. You've got to have the Crow's Nest. One thing I would say about Brodie's is a bit of a weird design on Iona and Arvia. Kind of goes around the corner. I'd like it to be one space and then one stage up at the front showing all the sports. What bars would you like new? Would you like a more intimate bar? Would you like a nightclub? A nightclub would be a great idea. I think cruise ships now are missing nightclubs. I think that would be a great idea. The entertainment, you're going to have the return of the theatre. Princess Sun has now a round theatre with the stage in the middle. Would you like something like that? I think that'd be a great idea. I'm heading on Princess Sun soon, and I'll take a look at that. And could that be something that transfers over to the sister brand P&O, a completely different theatre? The Sky Dome has been a success, and they've improved the acoustics on Arvia. Would you like any changes in the Skydome? Limelight and the 710 Club are very successful on Arvia and Iona, and I can imagine they're going to get repeated on a new ship, although I'd like 710 to be larger. I have a flight club. Flight club is darts, electronic darts, loads of games. That could be a great idea heading on to a new P&O ship. Indoor golf or simulators could have for different sports. They won't take up much space, and you could stick them on a new P&O ship. What do you think of all of those ideas? What I would like with the new P&O ship is more colour. I find it a little bit dull. It's a bit beige on board. And you could, if you want to keep the theme of British, it's a British line, you could have loads of artwork, you base it on different attractions around the UK. Technology around the new ship. New app. Carnival needs to give money for a new app, and I think that will really enhance it. A proper app to be launched with a new ship. And finally, on a new ship, it would be the godmother, or now some of the ships have godfathers. Are they godfathers? Well, Icon has an icon in Lionel Messi. But let's make it British. It doesn't have to be somebody in their 70s, 80s, 90s. It could be a young British musician, British sports person, Olympian. Make the next godmother or godfather. Again, is it godfather? Whoever it is. Let's make them British because it's a British line. So these are all the ideas of what's going to be happening when P&O launch a new ship. But if you would like to know what people think about P&O and their current fleet, check this video right here.